Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and we're taking a look at this week's Sunday preview. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for daily reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion, and magnetization tutorials for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, and some Horus Heresy as well. So the Sunday preview, Mortal Realms, Magic and Space Marines made to order. The battle for the magical mastery of the Mortal Realms continues with the new Tzeentch Battletome for Warhammer Age of Sigmar and classic Warhammer 40,000 and Middle-earth strategy battle game miniatures return on a made-to-order basis next Saturday. Check out this week's highlights. Alright, so there's a video if you want to check that out. We have the Battletome Disciples of Tzeentch. So we have the regular edition and then the special edition cover as well. So we know those have been running $55 each. Yeah, so all the new versions of the Battletomes have been coming out at $55 USD, and then the special editions have been coming out at $90. And the only difference, the contents inside are the same. It's just the actual presentation, the cover, the gilt, all that good stuff. So the Disciples of Tzeentch seek to claim control of the mortal realms in the name of the Changer of Ways. And their new Battletome is full of tricks to help them achieve this dark goal. This packed book includes the sinister history of the Disciples of Tzeentch from their dark origins in the Age of Chaos to the era of the Beast, along with a detailed painting guide, arcane artwork, and rules for using your miniatures in the Warhammer Age of Sigmar. The Battletome is available in glorious limited edition version, which features the gold gilt page edges, a soft touch cover, and a red ribbon bookmark. Alternatively, you can pick up the regular hardback edition. So here's the Vanguard Disciples of Tzeentch as well. And so this looks like it has 10 Zangors, 10 Acolytes of Tzeentch, 1 Magistar on disc, 3 Flamers, and 3 of the Screamers. So start a new Disciples of Tzeentch army to add an existing one with the new Vanguard box led by the powerful Magistar on disc of Tzeentch. Includes 10 Zangors, 10 Carrick Acolytes, demon support in the form of Incendiary Flames of Tzeentch, and 3 Swift Screamers of Tzeentch. So we know in line with the other boxes, Vanguard boxes were $130 each. So we can expect this to be $130 as well. And if we just do the breakdown to see what the individual kits would cost to figure out what kind of deal we're getting on this, to see if it is better, worse, or right around normal, we see the Acolytes of Tzeentch. You get 10 of those and they're $55. You get 10 Zangors, including your special weapon and champion options. Those are $50 for 10. And then we see the Screamers of Tzeentch. You get 3 of those for $35. The Flamers, you get 3 of those for $35 as well. And then the Magistar is $38. So if we total all of that up, it comes out to $213. So at $213 worth of retail, and we know it's going to retail at $130 USD. So that gives us a roughly 40% discount over MSRP value. So if you were going to come in here and buy every single model in this kit individually at Games Workshop retail prices, you would expect to pay $213, but instead you can buy them for $130, which is a 40% discount, right in line with typically what we see. So not bad. You guys know one of my big complaints about what they've been doing with Tzeentch for some time now is including the Acolytes and especially the Zangors in literally every box ever made, so that chances are you probably don't need all of these models. It's still a good deal, and if you're going to save roughly, let's say $83 versus buying everything in here retail, you can get the Zangors, let's say, and one of these demon units for free if you needed to buy everything else from the box set. So there is still some value here, even if you have duplicates of models. But with the savings as they are and the retail resale value of like Zangors and Carrick Acolytes, you could probably score the contents of this box set substantially cheaper than retail value. So is it a good deal? Yes, but does the composition kind of limit it? Yeah, I have a feeling it's not going to be a massive seller. But it is a good starting army. Now the other option would be to go with like the recently released box set, which is the battle between the High Elves and Tzeentch. Might not be a bad idea to split that with a friend or something like that, but you're going to end up spending $110 if you split that with a friend at retail versus spending $130 on this. I'm not sure one would be necessarily better than the other. Neither one is particularly great in my opinion. That other box was good. It was just super overpriced. So the arcane cataclysms was just way too expensive. Disciples of Tzeentch Dice. So these aren't bad. They're pretty just basic, about as basic as it gets. But they are readable at a distance. They are rounded corners, and they are made by Games Workshop. So we know they're going to cost like roughly $40. And you guys know how I feel about their dice. Good quality, way too overpriced. So then we have the War Scroll cards for the Disciples of Tzeentch, and it comes with a token sheet as well. So keep track of your army's rules in the heat of battle with 31 War Scroll cards covering every unit and endless spell in the Battletome Disciples of Tzeentch. You also get a token board featuring 35 tokens that can be used as reminders for special rules, abilities, and Tzeentchian battle tactics and grand strategies. If you're wondering where their Lumineth rivals from the Arcane Cataclysm box set are, don't worry. Tzeentch has plans that have been too successful, and the Battletome and Vanguard box for Lumineth Realm Lords will be along soon. Sign up for a letter, So yeah, Lumineth will probably be coming next week or in a couple weeks there. Doesn't say anything about the characters from that box set either. Obviously, the Arcane Cataclysm box had 2 unique characters that weren't available previously. Those are still only available in that box set. I would expect them to make their way into the range before long, individually available. But that could also be an incentive to pick up that box over like the Vanguard or something like that. So here we see some OG characters coming back. Most of these are pretty rough and pretty dated. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, these are some old looking models right here. I mean, some of them really aren't actually that old. They just didn't hold up that well. Yeah, it's rough Space Marines there. Pick up this range of classic Space Marine miniatures on a made-to-order basis. Lead your army into battle with the Master of Marches, the Master of Rites, the Master of Relics. Each of these resin miniatures can be used to represent a captain in your games of Warhammer 40k. If you prefer a more heavily armored leader, there's also a Metal Space Marine captain in Terminator armor. So I do like that they're actually disclosing whether the models are resin or metal now. That is definitely a good choice by them, not to leave people wondering. Or surprise people when they arrive. So that is definitely a good improvement. We've seen it recently on a lot of the Necromunda stuff that was coming from Forge World. They have specifically said this new resin model, making it clear, what to expect. So I do like that. You can unleash mind bullets on your enemies with a librarian with staff, a librarian with sword and bolt pistol, a librarian with force axe and plasma pistol, all also in resin. There's also a metal librarian in Terminator armor. You can add these miniatures to your collection by ordering them from next Saturday, and they will be available until 9 a.m. BST on the 3rd of October. So yeah, you have a little time to pick these up if you want, about 2 weeks. Middle-earth strategy battle game. Breaking of the Fellowship. So here we have the Fellowship right here. Coming back here. Get this classic version of the Fellowship of the Rings as the Middle-earth strategy battle game joins in with a made-to-order extravaganza. These miniatures depict the Fellowship locked in the conflicts that split them apart during the battle against the Orruks at Amonhen and Gandalf's struggle against the ancient Balrog. Whether you just want to complete your collection, create a diorama, or use them in games, you'll be able to order these metal miniatures from Saturday, and they'll be available until 6 p.m. BST on the 2nd of October. And then from Black Library, we have the Digital Awakenings book and some Warhammer Plus content as well. So overall, just some rehashing of Middle-earth, some Space Marine characters, and then, of course, the big debut of Tzeentch. So obviously, if you're into the battle plan cards and tokens, that is cool. Your dice as well for Tzeentch. And then this is obviously the big new starter set, which should appeal to you if you are a Tzeentchian player right here. Let me know what you think of the composition if you do play Tzeentch. In my opinion, I do like that there's no duplicate units within the box. I don't like when they give you 20 of something or like 2 full units of something in a box. But I don't like the fact that they literally just put out a box with Carrick Acolytes and Tzaangors in it. And pretty much every box they've created for like the last decade has had Tzaangors in it. So it's just really, really redundant. Now, if you're a brand new player to Tzeentch, I don't think this is an issue because you're not going to already have these models. But it is important to note that when these items are in a box, especially like Tzaangors that have been in boxes over and over for literally like years or decades, when you just have these models have been around forever, the resale value on them is extremely low. And you say, well, that doesn't matter. I'm not planning on reselling these models. Right, but that allows you to purchase them substantial discount from retail. So like you can pick up 10 Karak Acolytes or 10 Zangors for probably like $20 or $30. So when you're trying to figure out if this box is worth purchasing, if you're looking at the Acolytes and the Zangors and treating them as $55 and $50 respectively to figure out the value, but in all actuality, you know a guy, or you can jump online and buy these models for $20 or $30 for each 10, that substantially changes the value of the box. Let's say you know somebody that you can buy the Karak Acolytes for $25 and the Zangors for $25. Well, that's $50, plus 35 and 35, that's 70. So now you're at 120 plus 38 for the Magistar. So you're at like 158. So the savings are substantially diminished if you can get a deal on these otherwise. So that's why it's so important that there is a glut of Zangors floating around like the internet and your local hobby shop, as well as the Acolytes. Now, is this still a good deal? Yeah, I think it is. Is it going to be like a massive, huge seller? Probably not, but it should do decently well. Much, much better than Arcane Cataclysms, which was just a complete failure based on that extra rate hike. But the truth is, when they raised the price on that box, that was the final straw that made them stop raising their prices. And we actually saw since then, prices of boxes have come down. So that was an important step. If it wouldn't have been for the recent failures of some of their recent boxes, we probably would not see them stop raising prices because we know nothing has shifted in the UK. It's still in a rough spot. Obviously, Europe, most of the world is in a rough place, economically right now. So the truth is, if we didn't see that shift in them failing to sell out some recent products, we probably wouldn't have seen them pull back some of the price increases. And then, some of the more successful products, like for instance, the Leagues of Votann box sold out completely. Now, granted, part of that is because they lifted the restriction. Normally, they'll restrict how many boxes, like a store is allowed to purchase, and they lifted that restriction. So, obviously you have big stores buying hundreds or thousands of copies of that box and then just immediately relisting them on the internet. Which is fine for Games Workshop because they sell out. It's good for the stores because they make money, reselling and arbing like the middle difference. It's good for, people buying them because they save some money on them as well. But it's bad for people that actually want to like go to a local store or get on Games Workshop's website and order them because, well, they were limited to one right away and immediately sold out. Now, is that a strange dynamic from Games Workshop? Yeah, it definitely is. Not limiting anybody like store-wise to purchase, and then realizing, oh, the stores just picked up way too many of these, so now we don't have any left for the customers. I actually don't mind that because Games Workshop makes the most money when they sell direct to customers through their website, and I would rather stores make money so that they don't go away, so we'll have places to like play our hobby and have fun. If everything was just sold through Games Workshop's website, we wouldn't have places to play the games, and that would be a net negative on the hobby. So in my opinion, I would much rather the stores be able to like take advantage of their discount and then sell to final consumers also at a discount. So sort of everybody wins. If you buy directly from Games Workshop, they put extra money in their pocket, and then no store makes any money, and then you pay full price plus tax. So you end up paying way more money. Games Workshop makes way more money, and no like shops or middleman get anything. So to me, that's a net negative. But when it's all said and done, this is definitely an exciting week for Tzeentch. I know you guys are excited. This is definitely the year for Chaos, as it has just been non-stop releases. But let me know what you think of the composition of this box. It is 40% off, which is always nice. And then on top of that, if you can score this box at a discount of like 15 or 20%, you can basically be getting a very nice discount on the new Tzeentch. I was going to say Tzeentch models, but they're all old models. It's just a new Tzeentch box. Which is interesting as well. I would think, rather than put the Magistar model, which is not that great of a model to begin with, okay in gameplay, rather than put him in the box, why not put the new character in the box? Get people excited about it. Instead of putting it behind like the paywall for the big box, put it in the box that everybody who wants to start the army gets. I don't know. It's GW, so it is what it is. But let me know what you guys think down below. Are you excited for this? Are you guys going to be picking up any of these like OG Space Marine models come back? Is this your final chance to scoop up the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring before they're gone forever? Or, well, gone in the meantime before their next made-to-order release? But yeah, always like to hear back from you guys. If you do enjoy these daily videos, speculations, reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion, magnetization, tutorials, make sure to like and subscribe for daily videos on Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, warcry, and some Horus Heresy content as well. That is it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.